Welcome into another of our game rewinds. We take you back to some of the best events from the summer here at LakePoint Sports Baseball Village. Cory McCartney and Grayson Rosen with you. And we got a matchup today from the 17U National Championship. Rawlings Tigers St. Louis against Atlanta Braves Scout Team. A combined 20 signees will be taking the field as we look at these players from the class of 2025 and a couple 24 sprinkled in along the way. And Grayson, this one, man, you talk about events that are big staples for us during the summer, and it really gets no more exciting than the 17U National Championship.
Yeah, I think it's, we're kind of winding down to the end of summer at this point in the year. We got future games that started up the day after we had workout day, so a lot of stuff going on. But with these two teams, you got a great mix of some big names. We got a prep baseball All-American on the mound that we'll be talking about. We got quite a few D1 commits, and then we also have a number of players that are, in Missouri and Georgia, well-respected players and maybe haven't gotten the national attention, but have some serious talent to put on display. So I think it's got all the makings of a fantastic matchup.
And guys who took advantage of this, we had 7 players who ended up, at feature games, junior feature games across their time period. We also had some senior feature gamers who capitalized on this opportunity and parlayed it into a big new opportunity that Prep Baseball unveiled this last July as part of the big future games extravaganza. So let's go ahead and take a look at how these teams will line up for this pool play matchup from the 17U National Championship. Rawlings Tigers St. Louis will lead off with left fielder Michael Callahan, followed by center fielder Brady Nolan. Then it's second baseman Trey Jozwakowski, then first baseman Nolan Jorowski, and then it's DH Sean McConchie, third baseman Kyle Regg, right fielder Joey Fentress. Then it's extra hitter Nicholas Sturrer hitting 8th. Catcher Braden Schaefer is hitting 9th. Joe Anderson, the shortstop, hitting 10th. And Hayden Gilmore will be on the mound. Meanwhile, for Atlanta Braves scout team, Trey Ford, the center fielder, leading off, followed by shortstop Matthew Evans, second baseman Andrew Purdy, Josh Taylor, the pinch hitter, hitting 4th. Ian Fullerton, first baseman, hitting 5th. Ashton Yelder playing 3rd and hitting 6th. Grant Hollier, right fielder, hitting 7th. Yenli Nolasco, DH, hitting 8th. Aiden Perry, catcher, hitting 9th. And hitting 10th is Keenan Mobley, left fielder. And Reed Worley, the right-hander, will be on the mound for Braves scout team. Let's go ahead and take you to this action again. This from the 17U National Championship, and leading things off for Rawlings Tigers will be Michael Callahan. He will be followed by Brady Nolan and then Trey Jozwiakowski. And we have some mouthfuls of names, to say the least, when you talk about this Rawlings Tigers lineup.
Yeah, I've got the utmost respect for you, and also maybe pity you a little bit that you read those lineups to start these games off with some names like that. But certainly some fun that we'll have today.
So on the mound is going to be Reed Worley, stepping into this one for Atlanta Braves scout team. And first pitch from Reed, and that one's put into play. Second baseman gathers, throws in time. Oh, Grant Hollier coming off the bag, and he's going to be safe. So an error to start things off for Atlanta Braves scout team, and probably not the anticipated start there for Reed Worley, because you talk about guys who have taken advantage of what LakePoint Sports has to offer. Reed from Cherokee High School here locally, Cherokee County. Kennesaw State signee as he ends his 2024, but man, the #1 right-hander in Georgia, second overall, number 6th in the class, a prep baseball All-American, as well as a 2021 junior feature gamer. So Reed Worley is someone who has taken the prep baseball spotlight and taken full advantage of it.
Yeah, and he's already been announced that we're going to see him at Super 60 in February. So Reed is just kind of doing the car wash this last year of just all the top-tier stuff for prep baseball. So it's fun to see him and see how much he's grown just throughout this couple of years.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing Reed in Chicago at the Max there for Super 60. So could be the start of a big 2025 for him. You talk about a big 2024. He could end up being a guy who hears his name called in the Major League Baseball draft and could have an entirely new set of things to think about, as that one's flipped foul. And one thing I loved about Reed, talking to him throughout this past year, was how steadfast he was to his Kennesaw State commitment. He said that he had a number of schools that reached out for him, trying to wonder, how firm are you? Are you thinking, could you potentially switch ahead of signing day? So this is where I'm going to be. He wants to make an immediate impact if he makes it to a college campus. He's a guy, birthday-wise, could end up potentially only having to stay in college for 2 years. And he wants to get on that mound immediately for the Owls and make an impact.
Yeah, and he's certainly a player that can make some impact. We saw the numbers came out from Prep Baseball All-American game, and his slider had a spin rate of 3,163.
Unbelievable.
Unreal. So definitely going to see some spin on display for Reed on the mound today.
Worley delivers, and that is in there, punches him out. 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and he just absolutely carved up Nolan for the first out. Yeah, more spin than a washer and dryer, Reed Worley. That's what he provides. One down, and here is Trey Josbiakowski, Central Missouri signee. 6-foot, 200-pounder out of St. John Vianney High School in Missouri. Sends that one foul.
Yeah, we've got a number of players from that Vianney High School in Missouri. I believe they're the Golden Griffins.
Oh, nice.
That's what I saw. It's a fantastic mascot.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
We've got about 6 guys in this lineup today from that school.
Are there non-Golden Griffins? Because I think when I think of a Griffin, they're golden. The runner takes off for second. The throw bounces off the second baseman's glove, and so he'll usually take the bag.
Trying to think of any colleges that is Canisius? Are they the Griffins?
Ooh, I think they might be.
I think Canisius is the Griffins. I don't know if they're the Golden Griffins.
But I'm not sure if there's any. Are there brown griffins? Are there green griffins?
I think they're already a made up.
Yeah, well, they can
creature.
be anything you want.
Yeah, you can make it up.
They're like the Liger from Napoleon Dynamite.
Exactly.
Worley delivers, bounces away from the catcher. He's going to run the count to 1-2.
Yeah, Joseph Wiakowski's definitely got some pop potential here at the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
The highest exit velo of the team at 106.6.
You take the spin that Worley provides and the pop and Joseph Wiakowski's bat, and you put those together, he makes contact. That thing could go forever. But it will not happen as he gets a swing and a miss and another strikeout for Worley. But runner does take third, Callahan. So he will be at the hot corner 90 feet away from the first run with 2 down here in the inning.
It looks like Aiden Perry's trying to appeal for potentially a hitter interference on that throwdown. Looked like maybe his arm had hit into the bat of our hitter that struck out.
They're going to call the other umpires in and get their perspective.
Yeah, that's one of those scenarios that, as a hitter, you almost don't even think about that possibly happening, especially you just struck out. The last thing you want to do is try and jump out of the way of the catcher making the throw to third, but definitely looked like he might have impeded him on that throwdown.
Well, the inning will continue.
It looks like they'll let it slide this time.
So Joseph Wiakowski goes down on strikes, and here is Nolan Jorowski. Nolan, a Cincinnati signee, another of those Vianney High School players, number 2 first baseman in Missouri, 31st overall in the class, 102.1 exit velos off of the 2023 Future Gamer, and swings through Worley's first offering, 90 miles an hour.
And he's definitely got that elite frame, 6'5", 220 in the left-hand batter's box.
Ooh, there's the slider, 83 miles an hour, and again, more spin than a washing machine out of Reed Worley. That had some insane movement on it. Very quickly, 0-2 now to Jaworowski. Harken back to our summer with the Georgia Jackets and then the number of mouthful names they had, led by Chip Goralski. Hit by pitch on another slider.
Maybe a little too much spin.
Yeah, and there I am combining Gino Goralski and Chip Gregorski.
I thought I had caught it as well, and,
and then
I wasn't
sure. And then you had C.J. Nikowski's son.
Yeah,
There's Luke in there as well. So they called him the Polish Mafia, which I thought was fantastic. So now I got runners at the corners as Jorowski is hit by a pitch, and here is Sean McCartney. McCartney, St. John Vianney High School. They basically could have just took their entire team out here, I think, and represented the Rawlings Tigers. But Frontier Community College freshman. So Sean McCartney is currently on a college campus. So And one of the couple of players in this game who are currently college freshmen, and him being a 2024.
You see it every now and then with the 17U guys. They get that final summer. A lot of times it's the guys that maybe are committed to a junior college or community college that just want to get a chance to go out and play some ball in the summer and have a bit of a later birthday to some of the other guys in their class.
Worley delivers. That's on the ground. Shortstop has it on the run. Throws to first in time to get out of it. So Rawlings Tigers will stray in 2, and we'll see Atlanta Braves scout team at the plate when we return from our game rewind.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Back to the bottom of the first in our game rewind from the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship. Rawlings Tigers against Atlanta Braves scout team. TJ Ford, Matthew Evans, and Andrew Purdy will be at the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team here in the bottom of the first, facing Hayden Gilmore, 6'2", 200-pound lefty out of Kennett High School, Missouri, Three Rivers Junior College signee. Listed as the 4th-ranked first baseman in Missouri, 88th overall in the class. We're going to see him on the mound now where he's up to 85. The fastball, so works in a changeup, 76 to 78. Got a curveball with 72, 74, and nearly 2,000 spin, and slider 72 to 75. He was a 2021 junior feature gamer, and he is in a 0-1 count against Ford. Make that 1-1.
Yeah, and during the break, I told Cory about a fun fact I found on TJ Ford's Twitter. So I believe it was on November 23rd. So he was obviously getting to work before Thanksgiving. He posted a video where he ran a 6.2 760 on a laser. I saw he shows the clock in the video.
Wow.
Not sure if it's, it's obviously not an official 60 time, but it looked pretty convincing.
That's unbelievably fast, and I know UAB, who he is now committed to, is he's going to take off on the drop third, and there's that speed of play right there. And, man, no chance at all.
That was a late reaction.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, his 60 time on his prep baseball profile listed at 6.61. So whether we got 6.27 on that one or 6.61, he was definitely flying down to first base.
Well, the Trinity Christian 2025 and UAB signee is now standing at first base, and he will now turn things over to Matthew Evans. Evans, East Tennessee State signee. East Tennessee State, by the way, I don't know if you watched the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, but they had their marching band was part of that. Puts that one into play on the way into left field, and it will be caught for the first out, and Ford will retreat to first base. You don't watch them at the Thanksgiving Day Parade?
I used to with the family. I used to, we used to watch in the living room. We do the Christmas Day Parade too, but this year I wanted to sleep in.
Okay, I always watch it every year. You gotta watch it. But this year it was like raining, and it was like you could tell people were reading off of teleprompters. Being in this business, you could watch them like they were like reading a high-level teleprompter, and it's like it just looks unnatural. Al Roker was soaking wet from the rain. So, all right. So Matthew Evans flies out, and here is Andrew Purdy, and Andrew Purdy has been at LakePoint many a time. Was previously at Calhoun High School, now at Cartersville, Alabama signee, the number 1 third baseman in Georgia in the class, 6'2", 210-pounder. Oh, man, you talk about a jump. Why even try? TJ Ford is so fast.
Yeah. It seems like every couple minutes now, I'm just believing that 6.27 more and more.
I'd like to see him
he was so fast he knocked the base out.
Yeah, I'd like to see him start running with like starter blocks, like it's a track and field event. Just give him to him when he gets to first base. Let him put him down, take him each way. And we'll see this guy absolutely cook on the base pass. But he's standing at second base now, and Andrew Purdy going to look to make something happen.
It would be interesting to see him in a 3-point stance with
Yeah.
his foot back on second base, ready to go to third.
Just like you have no shot. They're already worried about him. When you go out and have a word, I might have to keep Ford from going any further. And it's like, yeah, we're not. Just let him go. Don't even try.
I don't know if there is a chance of stopping.
Yeah.
I don't even think a pitch out would be efficient enough.
Well, Andrew Purdy can certainly drive him in himself. He's got exit velos into the 90s, and those are some old numbers we mentioned.
2021.
Yeah, 2021, because he was a 2021 Future Games participant. He's maybe not been at so many of the showcases events, but an Alabama signee, you know, the guy can absolutely ball out and finds himself in a 2-1 count here against Gilmore. Runner at second with 1 out. Glances back at Ford and just misses that one. Really plunked Purdy. See how big of a lead Ford can get over at second base before they start to pay any attention to him. Gilmore delivers. Purdy puts that in play. First baseman has it, throws to the pitcher at first, and they get him for the second out. We used to call that play chaos, this chaos drill that we would run coaching kids, and it's a nice job there with the pitcher fielding drills.
Yeah, Rawlings Tigers, fortunate that they don't have Garrett Cole in the mound.
That's right. You are supposed to cover the bag, which he
Yep.
in fact did.
We got Ian Fullerton coming to the plate. He's one of the guys that we had mentioned is a 2024. He graduated from Lassiter High School in Georgia, Northwest Florida State College. A lot of words going on there, but Northwest Florida State
That's right.
College.
So Ian's playing first base. I was actually saying Grant Hollier was playing first base, but Grant Hollier is actually even bigger than Ian Fullerton, and Ian's 6 foot 200 pounds. And we'll talk about Grant Hollier, all 6'4", 220 pounds of him later. See what Fullerton can do here is he's got, a runner at third base and form a Ford. You know, these guys always get geeked up to play for the Atlanta Braves scout team, especially playing here in Metro Atlanta, to be able to wear that uniform. Ropes that one into right field, and here comes Ford trotting in for the first run. Might have been the slowest he's ever played.
That might be walking speed for
Yeah,
him.
that's right. So TJ Ford crosses the plate for the first run, and Atlanta Braves scout team are up here on the bottom of the first as Ian Fullerton comes through with the RBI single. And now we'll get a look at Ashton Yelder from Lowndes Academy, Loyola Marymount signee at Alabama. He's 6'3", 215 pounds. Plays third base and pitcher. That was a changeup, 75, that misses to Yelder. Fullerton at first. Miss high on the breaking ball at 75, makes it 2-0. Yeah, aforementioned Grant Hollier in the on-deck circle. Another miss, that one high, gets away from him. Fullerton taken off for second base. I think Yelder made the correct call with the red cleats with the Brave scout team. I think that's the best look.
It's a great look. And the white protective gear. Can't tell the color of that sliding mitt in his back pocket, but we might see it in action if he gets on base here.
Fullerton now standing at second. 1-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Holds off, and he'll trot down to first base with a 4-pitch walk. Here comes Grant Hollier.
That was a really polite bat placement on the walk. We see a lot of guys now, they get walked, they like toss the bat all the way to the dugout. He just kind of placed it there in the batter's box, let his teammate do the work.
So River Ridge's Grant Hollier, who is a 3-star tight end and now a hard commit for Georgia State in football, also had offers from Air Force, Army, Chattanooga, and Jacksonville State, Maine, and Old Dominion. See if Georgia State ends up getting him involved in their baseball program as well. I would imagine they find a spot for the 33rd ranked outfielder in Georgia. Guy who has exit velos at 96.4, bat speed at 7.28, and he runs a 6.8 260.
Definitely an impressive athlete all around. He does it on the baseball field. He does it on the football field. It's pretty phenomenal to see.
Drops that in for a strike. Breaking ball at 73 to make it 1-1. Got to see Grant in action in football, watching Etowah against River Ridge in a preseason game, and he just absolutely torched the Etowah secondary on a go route, and just he definitely a guy that can get it done on the football field without question. I know he's really built himself up to the point where he tweeted this a couple days ago that he's a consensus 3-star player now. So a lot of hard work and determination has Grant Hollier on his way to play college football.
I don't have a lot of good things to say about Etowah, but torching their secondary is not a tall task, but I'm sure Grant did it to plenty of other capable teams as well.
Well, that's in for a strike. Fastball at 81. Count is now 2-2. Atlanta Braves scout team up 1-0 off of Ian Fullerton's RBI single. Runners at first and second. Gilmore glances back, delivers. Just misses to run the count full.
This is the longest at bat we've seen thus far from Gilmore. He's going into his 6th pitch of this at bat. He's been doing a good job of just making quick work. Even on that 4-pitch walk, it still kept things pretty limited, but this time in a bit of a fight here with Hollier.
The payoff pitch. Hollier wins that battle, trot down to first base, and the bases will be loaded for Yenli Nolasco. Yenli from North Paulding High School, 6'3", 190-pounder, 19th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 70th overall. Also a guy that can get on the mound and run it up to 91 with nearly 2,000 spin.
Yeah, heading to Georgia State.
Talked to Yenli a couple years ago when he was still kind of making a name for himself at a prep baseball showcase, and an energetic kid for sure. And I know he's definitely somebody that can make some noise here with the bases loaded, and you get exit velos around 96.1 and a bat speed around 78.1. I believe back then he was also catching some as well, but primarily now just an outfielder and righty on the mound.
Yeah, I think with his kind of frame, you can definitely see why he's playing in the outfield.
He has a chance to make some noise here with the bases loaded, and the Atlanta Braves scout team already up 1-0 over Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. Stress pitches are building for Gilmore. Oh, he misses badly on that one. Oh, I think we got a miscommunication. The throwback to first where Hollier's going to be. They're going to have him in a rundown. Is the runner going to make it home?
A little bit of confusion.
Yeah, a little bit of
this
confusion.
Is the best way to do it, though.
But everybody gets back safely
tag.
as Grant Hollier makes his way back to first, and some heads-up base running. Wow, that could have been chaotic, but Yelder makes his way back to second. Hollier's at first, and we'll continue to have Fullerton at third.
It looked like Yenli Nolasco was a little bit apologetic there. He was giving his guy on third base the sign like, you got to come, you got to go, you got to go. And then he was like, no. So a little bit of chaos there, but everything sorted out the way that Brave Scout team maybe wanted it to go.
So Nolasco still with a chance to make some noise here with the bases loaded after some drama was put aside. That could have been bad news. Oh, Gilmore misses nearly the same spot. Just not feeling it at the moment as he's trying to locate. He's now thrown 4 straight balls. Another miss high, make it 5 straight, and a 3-0 counts in the last go. 1 pitch away from walking in the second run of this game.
I think in this inning, Brave Scout team's done a great job of just having presence in the batter's box. They're obviously there. They're going to swing. They've seen them foul off a couple of pitches, but it seems like they've just kind of gotten into the head of Gilmore and made him think twice about his pitch selection.
Well, talking about presence, they're getting gifts, and Yenli Nolasco is on his way to first base with a bases-loaded walk, so it makes it 2-0 as Fullerton crosses the plate, and now we'll get a look at Aiden Perry. Still have the bases loaded.
Yeah, Perry's got a chance here to score in potentially his high school teammate there at second base.
The Coker College freshman, 2024 out of River Ridge. 5'9", 180-pounder. That was a fastball that missed, so 7 straight balls from Gilmore, make it 8.
You don't often see the towel in the back pocket. I think every now and then you will, but that's definitely a different thing. Used to the sliding mitts, of course, but the towel just seems like it'd be a little annoying.
I would think so, too. 9 straight balls.
Seems like Gilmore's just kind of lost it here just a little bit. I think, like we talked about, it's the presence of Brave Scout team, their willingness to put bat on ball early in this inning, I think maybe shook him up a little bit.
Streak comes to an end as he pumps that in for a strike at 81. Also, with the towel thing, if you didn't wear batting gloves, the towel would make sense to me, because maybe you would worry about your hands sweating and you would go back and reach for it. But if you're wearing 2 batting gloves, I'm not really sure that the towel makes a whole lot of sense. Another walk. Makes it 4 straight walks for Gilmore and a 3rd run for Atlanta Braves scout team.
So I think for Perry, what the towel is for is maybe the opposite side of the ball. He's playing behind the plate today.
Okay.
Maybe making sure that this was an early morning game. Maybe some dew still on the turf.
All right,
so
well, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he's
going to dry off the baseball for his starting pitcher.
North Cobb High School's Keenan Mobley with the bases still loaded, the 40th ranked outfielder in Georgia, 194 overall, 2021. Junior feature gamer with 60 times down to 699. Another miss high from Gilmore, and he's just really struggling to consistently find the zone. A lot of high misses for him.
I think after this kind of streak, you're almost looking for your coach to come out and maybe give you some words of encouragement, but he'll keep working here.
11 of his last 12 pitches have been for ball. See if he can put a change to that here. Nope, make it 12 out of 13, and the count's now 3-0 to Mobley. Comes a 3-0. Another walk. Mobley will head down to first base, and another run will cross the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team as they just keep taking an advantage here. These free passes, go out and have a word. Potentially, this could be the end of the day for Gilmore. You can think about this early in the game, going out to talk to him, and that will indeed be the end of the day for Hayden Gilmore. He'll get just 2/3 of an inning, allowed 4 earned runs, 5 walks, 1 strikeout. He will be replaced, and when we come back, we'll talk about Rawlings Tigers scout team, Rawlings Tigers St. Louis, new pitcher.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
The new pitcher for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis, Nicholas Sturr, and he has inherited a mess. Atlanta Braves scout team back to the top of the order with TJ Ford, and the bases are still loaded. 4-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team, and he works that in for a strike at 69 miles an hour on the breaking ball out of the Truman State signee.
Yeah, definitely not the start you're looking for in the quarterfinals here, but still have a chance to stay in. This 4 runs isn't insurmountable, so we'll see what happens.
That breaking ball misses at 70 miles an hour to run the count to 1-1. Ford reached first, just scorching down the line on a drop third in his first AB, and ends up scoring the game's first run. Fouls that off. Counts now 1-2. And runners at every bag. 4-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. 2 down here in the bottom of the first. Sturr delivers. Ford puts that one in play. He'll cover it himself and make a sprint down and just barely beats Ford to the bag. And a little bit more of that speed on display for the UAB signee. 4-0 is the Atlanta Braves scout team lead, and we will be back for more from our Game Rewind.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam, slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
Four nothing is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team over Rawlings Tigers St. Louis in this game rewind from the 17U National Championship. This game from the quarterfinals of bracket play, and we'll see Kyle Regg, Joey Fentress, and Nicholas Sturr at the plate for Rawlings Tigers as they try to make something happen against Kennesaw State signee Reed Worley, who's out for his second inning of work for Atlanta Braves scout team. That vaunted slider missed for ball 1, and that fastball, another miss, makes it 2-0 against Regg. Regg, a Central Missouri signee. He's now got a 3-0 count. 7th ranked shortstop in Missouri, 53rd overall in the class, and a 2024 senior future gamer, which was a really cool event to take on and watch unfold this past July. And so many players I talked to during that said, man, I thought my feature games time was done. You know, everybody goes to that ahead of their junior year, and you watch that come and go, and then you get ready for your senior year, and all of a sudden you've got that nugget sitting out there that you can come back for that. I know there were a lot of guys that were extremely excited about that opportunity.
Yeah, and it was a fantastic opportunity. A lot of guys getting some major exposure, some much needed exposure. You got a guy in this lineup, Luke Sullivan, who isn't in the lineup today, but plays on this team, and he committed to Mizzou after the senior future game. So a lot of guys that got some much needed and warranted attention and have been rewarded with some fantastic commitments.
Joey Fentress now at the plate for Rawlings Tigers, Westminster Christian High School, Truman State signee. Yeah, it was so interesting to talk to the state directors, and they said, you know, guys develop later. Some guys, you know, just don't have that growth spurt until, you know, ahead of their senior year, or, you know, they kind of just got lost in the shuffle, and somebody categorized them as this in the recruiting, you know, realm of recruiting, and all of a sudden, you know, they add 4 or 5 miles an hour to velo at the plate, or something clicks for them, and they just didn't get those looks before. And now you're providing them with that opportunity. So I think as that continues to grow, we already have 450 coaches here for the last future games. And you add that element to it, it's just going to continue to grow with, you know, smaller schools coming here to start scouting players that kind of fell through the cracks. So certainly a big moment for them as I'm coming, and another big moment for Reed Worley, who gets the strikeout off that vaunted slider for the first out of this inning.
Yeah, and I love how Reed gets that strikeout, kind of stretches out the arm real quick, immediately toes the rubber before there's a batter anywhere close to the batter's box. He's just getting hungry up there on the mound, ready to eat.
Well, he's got opposing pitcher Nicholas Sturr at the plate, and that slider is in for a strike at 81. Well, talking to Reed at the All-American game, he said he always starts slow. As that one's into right field for a base hit. Runner will hold at second. So I think you can very easily see that happening here as he maybe kind of gets through the, you know, those kind of early start, maybe hiccups, and finds his rhythm. And we're seeing him do that now as he's working extremely quick.
Gives up 2 base runners now. He's got 1 out, so certainly looking for potentially a double play ball here. But for Reed, I think you just go to work, do your job like you always do, and don't really take into account too much what you've got going on behind you.
He'll now face Braden Schaefer, Northwest Missouri State signee out of St. John Vianney High School. Worley glances back a second. The runner pumps that in for a strike at 88. Reed told me the one thing he's really focused on over this next year, his final year of high school baseball, is fastball command. That's just a big piece for him. Everyone knows what he can do with the breaking ball as he just whips that slider in there at 80 for a strike. But continuing to own that fastball and be able to put it wherever he wants in any count, I think is going to be a major point for him as he looks to develop and, again, make that immediate impact should he end up stepping on campus for Kennesaw State. As that one is ripped into center field, that will be caught for the out. Runner takes off.
Get that force out there at second.
Yeah, get the force at second as he just went a little bit too far. So that'll bring it into the inning. So the Rawlings Tigers unable to capitalize. Continue to have a 4-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team when we return. On to the bottom of the second, where we will see Matthew Evans, Andrew Purdy, and Ian Fullerton for Atlanta Braves scout team, who lead 4-0 in this quarterfinal matchup from the 17U National Championship. And Matthew Evans ropes the first offering from Nicholas Sturr into left field for a base hit.
That's a great way to get it started. Didn't even give us a second to catch our breath.
Yeah, exactly. So Andrew Purdy now strides to the plate, and Atlanta Braves scout team up 4-0. Already got things rolling here in the bottom of the second. Purdy walked in his first at bat as Atlanta Braves scout team hit through the entire order all the way back to leadoff hitter TJ Ford, who ended the inning. Purdy jumps on the first one and sends that back foul. Atlanta Braves scout team again up 4-0. Rawlings Tigers just looking to stop this one from getting away from them as they just keep allowing base runners. We'll see if Purdy can add to those woes. He's got a 0-1 count. Fouls that back on the changeup, make it 0-2.
Good work right here by Sturr. Kind of, he's first now, his third batter of the game. He's just kind of putting the ball where it needs to be and letting guys make plays on it. So kind of avoiding the mishaps of just errant pitches like his counterpart did before him. But right now looking like he's got the control reeled in.
Yeah, we saw 5 walks during that first inning, which ended up resulting in 4 Atlanta Braves scout team runs. So they took advantage of the opportunities they had here in this quarterfinal matchup and have built themselves a 4-0 lead sitting here in the second. Sturr throws back over there and try to keep Evans at bay. Evans may not quite have TJ Ford numbers, but he's still a guy who can run quite well, right around 7-0 in the 60. Misses on that fastball at 82. Count is now 1-2. Gilmore misses outside. The count now 2-2.
It seems like Sturr is definitely taking his time right now on the mound in this at-bat, taking some pickoffs at first, waiting, talking to his catcher here. It seems like kind of trying to settle in here.
Goes fastball down the middle. Purdy thought he was going to get a walk out of it. Instead, he's walking back to the dugout with a strikeout in the first out of the inning.
That was a extremely well-placed fastball right there by Sturr.
So one down for Ian Fullerton, who singled in his first AB to drive in the first run.
I really liked Fullerton's approach in that first at-bat, and we'll see what he brings here in his second time around.
Miss for ball one at 82. Lassiter grad, and again now Northwest Florida State College freshman. It's got a 1-0 count. Evans taken off. That ball got away from the catcher on the release.
It almost looked like it was like stuck in his hand.
Yeah.
Maybe just didn't fully let go of it and kind of spiked it into the ground there.
Maybe he needs the towel in his back pocket
Maybe.
to be able to wipe off.
Maybe he did just wipe his hand on his pants.
There you go.
He's missing out.
So Evans swipes second, and Atlanta Braves scout team up 4-0. Now have a runner in scoring position. Another miss outside. Glances back at Evans, fires. Another miss.
I think that one got called. I think.
Oh, they did call him a strike. Okay.
Blocking the view from our umpire there.
All right, well, it counts now 3-1.
I believe that one caught the edge of the strike zone. Oh,
Lost his bat in the process there. Everybody's losing their grip today in that backside over there. The catcher loses it on the throw down, and now Ian Fullerton loses his bat.
somebody get him some hitting spray.
Yeah, the humidity high in Atlanta, Georgia, July, and you know that's certainly the case. All right, the count's full.
Even batting gloves and a back grip won't even do you enough.
That's right. And grip a little bit tighter here on this full count against Sturr. Runner at second. Already one down. Fullerton puts that in play out of the reach of the catch of the pitcher and throw over to first. Bobbles it a little bit, but gets the out. So Ian Fullerton goes down to the ground out, but Evans does advance to third.
Now we're looking at 2 outs for Yelder coming up to the plate.
And the Loyola Marymount signee. Again with those nice looking red cleats. He's got a runner at third with 2 down. 4-0 the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Watches a miss at 81 for ball one. Miss low to run it to 2-0. heavy diet of fastballs out of Stir. Here it comes with the 2-0. Oh, that hits him. Yoder's going to take first, so we'll have runners at the corners as Grant Hollier steps to the plate.
It almost looked like it didn't even hit him. It looked like it hit his sliding mitt in his
Yeah.
back pocket, but seemed to somewhere or another got a piece of him. So that's a 4-pitch walk for Yoder the first time around. Now a hit by pitch.
Well, if he can reach on a drop third, then he will have the, I think that's basically the cycle for.
The cycle for not getting a hit.
The cycle for not getting a hit.
Could reach on error as well.
There you go.
That would involve contact.
In for a strike to start things off against Hollier. That one at 84.
Actually, if it was a cycle, we'll give it a 4th one as well.
There you go.
Catcher interference.
Oh, there you go. I like that. Hollier ropes that one into center field on the run up against the warning track, and he makes the catch to end the threat. Atlanta Braves scout team still up 4-0 as we roll along in this game rewind.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Reed Warley out for his 3rd inning of work for Atlanta Braves scout team. He will be facing Joe Anderson. Then back to the top of the order for Rawlings Tigers with Callahan, followed by Nolan as we roll along here. 4-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Worley works that in for a strike. Oh, goes fastball, misses high at 90. They're all but one player who is taking the field for Rawlings Tigers in this game are signed, and that one player is at the plate now, and Joe Anderson out of Chatham Glenwood High School in Illinois.
Yeah, not much info that we could find on. Oh, that was a nasty pitch right there from Reed, but not much info we could find on Joe Anderson. The one thing I did find is that Glenwood High School in Illinois, he is teammates with the number 3 player in the nation, Cam Appenzeller.
Cam Appenzeller, guy who can absolutely spin it.
Oh, yeah.
Another miss. So I'm start off with a fastball in for a strike, and then it's been ball, and then swing and a miss. Ball and another ball, so he'll make his way down to first for a leadoff walk for Joe Anderson. So now we'll get our second look at Michael Callahan.
Yeah, interesting thing I noticed in that at bat is Anderson really crowded the plate. You see that front foot of his when he was in the box all the way up on the white, and I think maybe that just backed Worley off of him a little bit and forced him to go outside.
A fastball at 88 and for ball 1 against Callahan. That's in for a strike to run the count even. Comes the 1-1. Callahan puts that in play. Short gathers, touches second, throws to first in time for the double play. Nice job defensively from the Landbury scout team, and just like that, there's 2 down in the inning.
Looked like Worley tried to put a bare hand on that one, but just narrowly missed. I'm sure there's a pitching coach at Kennesaw State that's really glad that he didn't try to catch that with his bare hand, but nonetheless, great play by his defense behind him.
Now he gets a shot at Brady Nolan. Starts him off with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball that misses high and outside.
I think this is a point in the game where you want Rawlings Tigers to start making something happen, and that double play is a bit demoralizing there in your 3rd inning, and now your 2nd look for most of these guys at Reed.
A little hesitation move there from him. Puts that in play, though. Third base cuts across, throws across the diamond in time for the out. Nice job defensively from Atlanta Braves scout team and backing up Reed Warley, and they continue to lead 4-0 as we roll along in the quarterfinals from the 17U National Championship.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Woogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Atlanta Braves scout team continues to lead 4-0 as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. We'll see Yanley Nolasco, Aiden Perry, and Keenan Mobley at the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team in this inning. Still facing Nicholas Sturr on the mound for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. Nolasco, the Georgia State signee, look to get things going for Atlanta Braves scout team, who have had a runner reach off a drop 3rd and a walk to start off the 1st and 2nd innings.
Got a 1-1 count now for Nolasco. See what his approach looks like here. It's always tough to determine where you want to be if you're a team with an early lead like this. Obviously, you still want to put up more runs and give yourself some insurance, but at the same time, you don't want to be too aggressive and make mistakes.
Comes a 2-1.
Had to duck out of the way
Yeah.
of that one. Protect the head at all costs.
Sturr works that in for a strike. Nolasco gonna have to go back and get his bat.
Yeah, we got a little too excited
Yep.
there.
He gets a strikeout on the swing and a miss on the breaking ball, and that was pretty gross. 84 miles an hour off the hands of Sturr. And Nolasco cuts through that for the 1st out. So 1 down for Aiden Perry, currently at Coker College. Swing and a miss, and Sturr seems to be finding his groove. Change up at 78. Miss on that breaking ball. It's going to run the count even. Now 2-1. 4-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team here in the 3rd.
It's a Another stone cold take right there from
Yep.
Aiden Perry. Not even giving it a time of day.
Sends that back foul. Finds himself in a 2-2 count. One down off the strikeout. Ropes that one into right field, and that'll be down for a base hit. Aiden Perry with a one-out single, and Keenan Mobley, chance to keep the line moving for Atlanta Braves scout team.
The right fielder almost came in a little bit too much on that one and had to make a jump to stop that and stop potential chaos on the base paths, but good work hitting right there by Aiden Perry.
So the pinch runner, excuse me, comes in for the catcher. Keenan Mobley watches the first pitch miss inside for ball one. Another miss, now 2-0. Make it 3-0. The one thing that Sturr has done well is not walk anybody. He came into a situation in which Rawlings Tigers had issued 5 walks and falling behind 4-0. And to this point, he is not allowed to walk, but he is one pitch away from doing just that here in this AB against Keenan Mobley.
Yeah, I think one thing we noticed is that, it seemed like he was getting things right back on track. Starting off with the strikeout, and then he was hitting the zone pretty well. After he gives up that hit, now 3 straight balls, and we'll see what comes on the 3-0 pitch.
Well, he's going to miss. So after the Perry single, Mobley makes his way down to first with a one-out walk. Now it's back to TJ Ford in the top of the order for Atlanta Braves scout team. Go out and have a word with Sturr, because as you mentioned, he was finding some kind of rhythm. It looked like maybe he was working things in. The breaking ball in which he struck Yelling Alasko out was maybe the best pitch that he'd thrown, and then he ends up issuing a 4-pitch walk after giving up the single to Perry. So whatever was working for him in those first 2 batters, it kind of broke away there against Mobley, and we'll see what he can do against Ford, who thus far we've seen cause some damage with his speed, and certainly this is not a guy you want to get on the base pass, especially issuing another walk.
Yeah, I think you almost luck out because there's so many runners ahead of Ford.
That's true. You already got him at first and second. Mobley and Perry. 4-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. The UAB signee at the plate. Sturr misses outside at 70. 5 straight balls from him. Gathers throws, make it 6 straight. Is it Texas A&M that has the chant that they do every time the guy throws the ball? Oh, the throw back to second, try to get him napping, but it doesn't work as Perry's courtesy runner still standing at second.
Kind of seemed like his shortstop wasn't necessarily serious about trying to pick him off either.
Yeah, 7 straight balls. Count is now 3-0.
See if Sturr can work himself back into this one.
Yeah, whatever he found a couple of batters ago is certainly gone awry. He's struggling to find the zone.
Might have gone to left field with that hit by Aiden Perry.
Yeah.
Right field.
All right, going to give him the strike a little high in the zone, but nonetheless, it's going to make the count 3-1. See if Ford gives him another pitch here.
His 42nd pitch of the day.
Shows bunt, pulls back, and he'll walk down to first, and the bases will be loaded as Matthew Evans comes to the plate for the 3rd time today.
It looks like he had that moment of realization when you see that coach coming out of the dugout. You know your day is over.
Well, Stirr's time on the mound is over for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. When we come back, we'll talk about their new arm.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
It'll be Joe Anderson out of Glenwood. Started out at shortstop. He's going to move over to the mound for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis with the bases loaded here in the third inning. And Matthew Evans at the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team. Saw back-to-back walks from Stirrer that led to his departure from this game. As far as we've seen 7 walks issued by Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. You could argue we would have a 1-0 ball game right now if they hadn't issued so many walks. We obviously saw Ian Fullerton drive in TJ Ford, and then after that it was just walk after walk after walk, leading to Atlanta Braves scout team building this 4-0 lead. No one got away from the catcher, but nobody advanced, tried to make the break for home. So Evans has a 1-0 count. That's in for a strike at 74.
Yeah, and Braves scout team has a chance here with 2 outs to still run things up. You got runners on the base pass that are ready to go.
Fouls off the breaking ball, and that will run the count to 1-2.
Looks like Evans really wanted that one. When he noticed it was going to drop, he was ready to go. It didn't drop quite as much as he needed.
Puts a fastball in play. Third baseman has it, throws in time for the out, but another run does score for Atlanta Braves scout team, make it 5-0 here in the bottom of the third.
Sorry, there was 1 out. I actually said 2 outs, but
now 2 down as
now
Andrew Purdy comes to the plate. What Anderson does against the Alabama signee. Miss on that breaking ball outside at 67. 2 down with runners at second and third. 5-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Purdy skies that back. Obviously did not end Andrew Purdy's way as you see him making his way back to the dugout, and Rawlings Tigers St. Louis headed back to their dugout trailing 5-0, and we'll be back with more from the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Worley gathers himself as we are on to the 4th inning of this quarterfinal matchup from the 17U National Championship. 5-0 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Trey Joswiakowski will lead things off for Rawlings Tigers, followed by Nolan Jaworowski and then Sean McCartney. Joswiakowski fouls the first offering from Worley back foul. That fastball at 87.
And Worley's done a tremendous job of working quickly. That 3rd inning was huge for his pitch count. He's coming into this one. He just threw now he's thrown his 43rd pitch of his outing going into his 4th inning of work. So certainly moving at pretty good pace.
He's got Joswiakowski in a 0-2 hole. I think I had the count wrong there.
Yeah, I think I hope so.
But yeah, unless he gets an extra strike.
Yeah.
Maybe this is the golden at bat.
Oh man, don't get me started.
Miss high. He's not necessarily the beacon of integrity, but I thought Roger Clemens' tweet where if he strikes out Shohei Ohtani and then he gets to put him right back up again doesn't exactly make it the kind of situation any pitcher wants to be involved in. And Reed Worley gets himself a strikeout of Joswiakowski to start things off here in the 4th.
Yeah, if we really want to get into the semantics of this golden at bat rule, what happens if a guy comes up, he gets a hit, and then you want to bring him up again? Do you have to waste a bench batter as a pinch runner, and then that guy can't come back into the game?
I would assume so.
I think there's a lot of flaws here. But I'm sure Rob Manfred's got it covered.
I'm sure he's thought of every variable.
Of course.
Ropes that one, and that's going to be down for a base hit into the right field gap as Jaworowski makes his way to first base.
That was a great piece of hitting right there. Early in the at-bat, you already saw one you swung and missed on, and then tries to move it in the zone for you, but still brings that 90-mile-per-hour fastball that you're looking for, and just send it out there easy out into right center.
So a one-out single for the Cincinnati signee. McConaughey's chance now at the plate. Miss on the breaking ball at 77. McConaughey, a Frontier Community College freshman. He's got a 2-0 count. Gets away from the catcher. Jaworowski makes his way to second base easily.
Yeah, that was a tough one for Aiden Perry. Kind of had to swipe at it with his glove and just hit off that bottom pad on the inside of his hand. But just hope that Reed can get him back into it.
He's got a 3-0 count against McConaughey. A healthy lead. That's in for a strike. So give him the strike in a little high and outside, but nonetheless runs the count to 3-1. Issues the walk. So after a base hit, a walk issued by Worley, and now there's going to be 2 runners for Kyle Regg.
And that was it was well pitched by Worley. He wasn't, missing by a country mile. It just seemed like he was trying to hit the outsides of the zone and wasn't necessarily there. And maybe that goes back to what we talked about earlier about him really wanting to dial in fastball command. Threw all fastball or 3 fastballs in that at bat, and I think that's what separates some of the guys. Even when you look at the tiers of pitchers in the MLB, it's those guys that can put the fastball wherever they need to that tend to be the elite pitchers.
Fastball at 80 in for a strike. Another strike off the slider at 80. Worley's got him down 0-2 with 1 out.
Always exciting to see what he might bring at 0-2.
Reaches out and puts it in play. Third baseman throws. Gets away from the first baseman. We'll see if Rawlings Tigers St. Louis can take advantage, and they do, plating their first run as Kyle Regg finds himself standing at second base.
That was a tough play kind of all around there at third base. So you're running in, trying to throw across your body, and then at first a tough one to try and dig out. But give up 1 run, and luckily you can live with that because of how well your offense has played up to this point.
So after the strikeout of Joe Zbiakowski, Reed Worley gives up a base hit to Joe Rowski, and then a McCartney walk and a Regg ball put in play. A throwing error to first base results in the first run of the game for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. It's now 5-1, as we said here in the top of the 4th inning. Now Joey Fentress at the plate. With 1 down. Worley misses. Runners at second and third. A 5-1 game. That's in for a strike. Holds back there, and the sun's starting to peek out a little bit.
Yeah, there's that moment of the day early on when those sun fully gets over those trees in the outfield, especially on field 12. It definitely makes a big difference there.
Worley gathers, throws. Another miss. Fentress, the Truman State signee, a chance to continue to eat into this Atlanta Braves scout team lead. 5-1 game. He puts that in play. Shortstop gathers, throws in time for an out, but another run does score for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis to make it 5-2.
This has been a good inning by Rawlings Tigers, just kind of playing base-to-base small ball here. You haven't really had some huge burst of power, big extra base hit that scores in a run, but you're getting around the base paths and put up 2 runs.
Nicholas Sturr now at the plate. Another Truman State signee. So from one Truman State signee to another, he's got a runner at third with 2 down. 2 runs already for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis in this inning to cut the lead to 5-2. Reed Worley out there for his 4th inning of work already. Rawlings Tigers are on their 3rd pitcher. That's going to be in for a strike as he gets it on the inside corner. No, ball on the field from another game. We always talk about that during these games. You never know when that's coming, but it's always a surprise.
Yeah.
It's like it's that cameo that we never know when they're going to pop in, right? It's like Stan Lee in the Marvel movies. We've got a baseball randomly popping on the field. That's in for another strike, so the count is now going to be 2-2. Back-to-back fastballs for strikes from Worley.
See if Sturr can keep this inning rolling.
It's going to miss inside. Count is now full. Runner at third. Already 2 runs scored for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis in this inning to make it 5-2. Worley gets himself a sword. A blacksmith is this guy right here, Reed Worley, the Kennesaw State signee, gets a strikeout to end it. But Rawlings Tigers St. Louis have added 2 runs. It's a 5-2 game when we come back from our game rewind.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam. Bust the dialect, I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
$5-2 is our score here in this quarterfinal action from the 17U National Championship. In this game rewind, Joe Anderson back on the mound for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis, and he's going to be facing Ian Fullerton, Ashton Yelder, and Grant Hollier for Orlando Braves scout team. That one bounces a foot in front of the plate, and I think that might have been a little bit of a smile on the face of Anderson.
You can see Fullerton fidgeting with his bat once again. The last time he was up, you might have remembered, he sailed his bat into the net behind him. So just making sure that we're not going to have another mishap.
That's right. Fastball outside, runs the count to 1-1. Kind of a bit of a slingshot action there from Anderson. The count's not going to be 2-1. Make it 3-1.
It seems like with Anderson's delivery, he's kind of hiding what he's holding all the way through. He brings that glove side shoulder ahead of himself, and then his hand kind of comes out of nowhere behind him. Gives you a chance, but that one misses the zone, and Fullerton's going to get the free pass.
And that will bring up Yelder. Ashton Yelder. Ashton Yelder, Aiden Perry.
Yes. All right, well, we talked about it the last time Yelder came up. He's gotten a hit by pitch and a walk. Let's see what happens here. Maybe a catcher interference, maybe a drop third strike.
Almost anything, I think, is the answer when Yelder's at the plate. He skies that one foul. He would be like a sabermetric dream if he could reach every time in some calamity of sorts and have a fantastic on-base percentage.
It's all about guys that get on base.
That's right.
We've all seen Moneyball.
That's right. He's in an 0-1 count. Sends another back foul. That was 74. I sort of feel like we've seen, though, that there's no longevity in that approach.
No. I mean, it certainly didn't help the Athletics as an organization.
Yeah. In an 0-2 count.
On a bit of a, almost like an ephus, yeah.
Yeah, it actually came in listed at 53 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's a speed that we don't even get with our 14U guys. And you could even see there was a smirk on his face when he let that one go, like he was trying something.
Throw over to first. We'll keep Fullerton in place. He's got an 0-2 count, so I guess if you're going to try something, you're going to try it in that kind of a weird moment. Kind of goes to it again and brings him down to his knee. I think whatever he was trying to do in that last pitch absolutely worked there, and he gets a strikeout of Yelder. That went 63 miles an hour.
You got to recognize the change in velocity there.
Yep.
The first two pitches of the at-bat, 75, then 74. Bring it all the way down 20 miles an hour lower at 53, then you bring it up to 63 with some movement. Maybe he really had that in his arsenal. We just didn't know. I guess.
Joe Anderson gets himself a strikeout, and the count asks him for a strike as well. That one at 55.
Hollier not afraid to put a ride into one, sent one all the way to the warning track. It was maybe a mile per hour on the pitch away from getting over the fence, but see what he does now in this count, 0-1.
The Georgia State football commit rips that one into left field for a base hit.
There's some of that tight end strength.
Yeah, Fullerton advances to second, so they'll have runners at first and second.
Just barely over the outstretched arm of the third baseman, but gets himself a much-needed single in an inning where Atlanta Braves scout team's looking to threaten with some runs.
2 on with 1 out for Yenli Nolasco.
Nolasco's got a bit of a Jorge Soler stance at the plate.
Yep.
Really closed off on the feet, swinging that bat around and keeping the hands high.
Yeah, well, we will not get to see it in action as he got hit by the pitch and seemingly caught that ball with
that
a
was
bit
amazing.
of a, yeah, caught it on the sliding mitt
Oh
and then
my
did a
goodness.
bit of a twerk
I guess.
as he pushed it back to the catcher. And man, Yenli Nolasco's got moves.
Now, we've seen some fantastic plays defensively, offensively in this game. That might have been the greatest feat we'll see on a baseball field.
That's our equivalent of the butt fumble.
Yeah, that was genuinely impressive.
All right, Yenli Nolasco, you can add that to the scouting report.
Yeah, put that on film.
Man's got moves.
Well, Aiden Perry, let's see if you can one-up him.
It's in for a strike at 71. Bases are loaded for Perry.
Yeah, time called. Not necessarily sure for what.
All right, Anderson toes the rubber. 0-1 count to Perry. Bases loaded. 5-1 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Or 5-2, excuse me. Loses his glove or loses his bat, excuse me. Not the glove. The gloves stay put. The bat is out of his hands. The second time today that we've seen a batter lose the bat on the backswing.
Get these guys some grip spray, please. They're gonna, soon enough. It's going to become a danger to the people around them if they don't hold on to that bat.
Or we could turn this bat tossing into an Olympic sport.
Yeah. And also, if he would have lost his gloves, he would have had to swing really hard.
Perry calls time. We have seen some oddities in this inning for sure.
That is true. I wouldn't put it past somebody to swing their batting gloves off now.
Perry puts this into play. Shortstop gathers, throws a second for 1 out. The throw to first in time for the second. Rawlings, Tigers, St. Louis get the inning-ending double play. We have a 5-2 game as we move along in our game rewind.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one,
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf.
Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
5-2 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team as we move on to the 5th inning in this game rewind from the 17U National Championship. Braden Schaefer, Joe Anderson, and Michael Callahan will be at the plate for Rawlings, Tigers, St. Louis in this inning. Reed Worley back on the mound for his 5th inning of work for Atlanta Braves scout team. Starts Schaefer off with a fastball at 89 for strike 1.
And Worley's looked pretty solid in his first 4 innings of work. Yes, things got a little bit out of hand on a couple of defensive mishaps in that last inning, but outside of that, Worley's looked pretty comfortable on the mound.
Slider misses for ball 1. Reed and Cherokee High School will be here in February for the Georgia Dugout Club tournament. So if you're able to get out to LakePoint Sports either February 14th and 15th or the 21st and 22nd, we will have baseball pretty much all day on Friday and Saturday across those 2 weekends, the first big event of the high school baseball season. And you're going to see some of the best talent without question in the state, including the player on the mound right now for Cherokee High School. Ropes that one over top of the outstretched arm of the first baseman for a leadoff single. Braylon Schaefer gets things started for Rawlings Tigers South St. Louis here to start off the 5th.
That was really close to being caught right there by the first baseman, but a good piece of hitting right there to start off the inning for Schaefer.
Now we're on to Joe Anderson. Anderson is taken over on the mound for Rawlings Tigers. Gets the bunt down on the first pitch, and that's going to be down. And third baseman unable to make a play as he tries to barehand, and it bounces away. So Anderson reaches on the bunt, and we'll have runners at first and second.
Yeah, with that one bouncing towards foul territory, your first instinct should be get out of the way. I think you'd rather just leave it up to chance if that doesn't end up going foul, and instead you make a costly error there that allows a runner to get on base, and now you've got runners at first and second.
So the first 2 reach, and here is Michael Callahan. Atlanta Braves scout team with a 5-2 lead here in the 5th. Shows bunt, and that's in for a strike.
See how Worley can work back in this inning. It's a tough spot to be in. 2 runners to start off the inning, and kind of 2 unfortunate circumstances as well, but seems to be working back pretty well right now.
Showed bunt again, but pulled it back. Watches that slider come in at 82 for ball 1. Shows bunt again, pulls back, and that's in for a strike. 3 straight sliders from Worley. Counts now 1-2.
Really crowding the plate right now. He's choked up on the bat as well. He's just looking to make contact on something.
He comes up empty. Yeah, comes up empty on the swing and the miss on that slider at 82, and Worley's got himself a strikeout, and there's now 1 down with runners at first and second.
That was great work by Worley. He certainly recognized that he was crowding the plate as well, looking to just make contact on something, and he gave him something unhittable when he knew that the guy in the batter's box had in mind that he wanted to swing.
Another slider, make it 5 in a row for Worley.
He knows it's working. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
That's right.
He's certainly sticking to that adage.
Miss on the fastball. Maybe he just needs to go back to the slider.
Yeah, might be the case. See what he can do right here with 1 out, 2 runners on. Certainly double play is a potential.
Well, he does go to the slider. It's put in play. Third baseman gathers, tags the bag in time, gets to throw it first for the second. Wow. They get a fantastic inning-ending double play. 5-2 continues to be the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. We'll be back with more shortly.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Woogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Joe Anderson out for another inning of work for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis. They trail 5-2 against Atlanta Braves scout team here in the bottom of the 5th. We're going to see Keenan Mobley, and that's the top of the order with TJ Ford and Matthew Evans for Atlanta Braves scout team. First pitch from Anderson inside against Mobley. Sends that one into play. Third baseman, long throw across the diamond, and he gets it. Yeah, man, what a great throw from third base, and they're able to get the out to start off the 5th.
That was an absolute dart from our third baseman over there. What a throw.
Yeah, Kyle Regg showing off the cannon from third, nearly all the way back to the grass. It's the kind of stuff you see out of some of the Gold Glove caliber play at the next level.
Yeah, that was unbelievable work right there.
Back to the top of the order now, and TJ Ford.
Getting into the later parts of this game, and Braves scout team has a relatively comfortable lead, but you'd like to see them keep adding some on, and that one goes straight up in the air.
Yeah, Ford skies that. Regg says, I got this inning all to myself as he hauls that in for the second out. So now 2 down for Matthew Evans.
It's always a tough spot to come out trying to get something started when there's 2 outs and not really much going for you in the inning.
Anderson misses on the breaking ball at 63. Goes fastball, another miss, now 2-0. Anderson working quickly. Evans puts that in play. Regg, guess what? He's got it, man. Another long throw across the diamond in time. Kyle Regg, have yourself an inning, a 7-pitch one for Joe Anderson. 5-2 continues to be the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team when we return from the 17U National Championship. Reed Worley's day is over, and Tyler Fallman is the new pitcher for Atlanta Braves scout team, and he will be facing off against Trey Joswiakowski, Nolan Jarowski, and Sean McConaughey here as we move along to the 6th inning in this game rewind from the 17U National Championship. Tyler Fallman, a West Georgia signee.
Yeah, one of the guys that took advantage of that senior future games opportunity that time. The first pitch single straight up the middle, but Fallman obviously took advantage of his opportunity there for the senior future games and got himself an offer from West Georgia.
Joswiakowski roped the first offering at 84 right up the middle for a base hit, and that'll bring up Joe Rowski. Nolan Jaworowski, 6'5", 220 pounds. Ropes that back foul. If this turned into a street fight, I would bring Grant Hollier and Nolan Jaworowski out there to settle things.
That's probably a safe bet. I think I would be scared.
Nolan, the Cincinnati signee of Vienna High School, trying to eat into this 5-2 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. They got 5 innings pitched out of Reed Worley, 4 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 3 walks, and 6 strikeouts. That vaunted slider looked every bit what they say it is, as he just was dealing for portions of that outing.
Good work in the spat right now by Fallman, just kind of getting all around the strike zone. He got him to swing on that first one and then barely missed and got one back there. Looked like we tried to call time and then didn't get it granted. Luckily, a ball there, but could have been costly.
Counts now 2-2 to Jaworowski. Fallman delivers. So swing and a miss, goes down on strikes. Tyler Fallman with a big strikeout to get the Cincinnati signee, and that will bring up Sean McCartney.
It's a good way to bounce back. The first pitch you threw in the day gets a single up the middle, and then you fight back and you have an impressive strikeout right there. It'll help your momentum a little bit as you go through the rest of this inning.
Goes strike one to McCartney at 85. Goes back to the fastball, but that's a miss at 87. We've seen only fastballs so far out of Fallman. Swing and a miss, and now a 1-2 count.
That was a healthy cut right there by McCartney.
Runner at first with one down. 5-2 is the lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Ropes that one over top of the shortstop's head, and that will be in for a base hit, and we'll have runners at first and second now for Kyle Regg. Every bit
hitting right there.
Kyle Regg, every bit of Nolan Arenado during that last inning, as man, he just was showing out at third base, showing off the arm, catching himself a pop-up as well. And after a strong defensive inning, he comes to the plate with 1 out and 2 on.
See if he can ride that wave of momentum that he created by himself in that last inning and maybe gets things going right now for the Tigers.
Fallman glances back, delivers. Regg puts this one into play. That's down the left field line. Here comes 1 run for Rawlings Tigers. Here comes a 2nd run, and he will be in time. Kyle Regg makes his way to third base on the throw to home, and Kyle Regg, man, you follow up a defensive inning like that with that kind of a moment offensively, and Kyle Regg is having himself an absolute day here in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, Kyle Regg is just rolling right now. What an impressive half inning there of defense right before this. Comes to the plate, gets his chance to make things happen. One of their first really good shots at some big offensive explosions, and right there was nothing short and storming around the base paths as well. Kyle Regg, that was a phenomenal moment. A very good couple of minutes for him.
Well, Kyle Regg cuts the Atlanta Braves scout team lead to 5-4. Now it's Joey Fentress' turn as he swings through the fastball at 87.
Fallman's defense in the infield all up on the grass right now, trying to prevent another run from scoring.
Miss high is going to run the count to 2-1. Got a 5-4 Atlanta Braves scout team lead here in the 6th. Swing and a miss on that 85-mile-an-hour fastball. The count's now going to be 2-2. Miss high. Jumping ahead of myself, the count is now 2-2 at Fentress. Well, gets the punch out. Joey Fentress makes his way over to the dugout, and big moment there for Fallman after giving up the 2-run double.
Yeah, Fallman's doing a good job of the bounce back at bats. First time around, gives up the hit, comes back, has a hard-fought at bat, and ends in a strikeout. This time around, gives up that big play and bounces right back, settles back in, and gets a much-needed out to put him to 2 outs here.
So 2 down for Nicholas Sturr. Fegg at third. Fallman starts him off with ball 1 at 84. Sends that down the right field line, and that is going to be, too far and out of play. So the count will be 1-1 as Sturr gets a gift there. So does Rawlings Tigers as Fegg makes his way back to third.
Got a peek at the Rawlings Tigers bullpen. Looked like somebody was getting warm, so maybe we'll see a pitching change when they're done here on the offensive side.
You know, we've seen Joe Anderson these last couple innings coming in relief. All right, 1-1 is the count to Sturr. It's Schaefer in the on-deck circle. 5-4 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Miss high to make the count 2-1. Fallman gets him to swing through that to run it to 2-1. That's swing and a miss on an 85-mile-an-hour fastball.
Yeah, Sturr really wanted that one. Had a helmet would just about hit the ground.
Heavy diet of fastballs out of Fallman. Almost a defensive kind of swing as he sends that one foul.
Looks like it got up on the hands a little bit, and he was just trying to keep himself alive here with 2 strikes, but he does just that.
So the count is now 2-2. Again, you got Kyle Fegg at third base, 5-4 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team. Sturr ropes that up the middle for a RBI single, and just like that, we've got a 5-5 tie as Nicholas Sturr, you could see him screaming over towards his dugout as he made his way down to first base, and we're all notched up here in the 6th.
That's really big for Rawlings Tigers right there. You get Reg to score in after that huge offensive performance he had at the plate, and then you were probably about 2 feet away from potentially getting out of this inning if you're the Braves scout team, but that ball just gets over the net and gets out of play in foul territory, and it extends Sturr's at bat, and all of a sudden he makes things happen and got a tie ball game.
2 down for Braden Schaefer as he kind of has to pull his way out of the direction of that pitch. I'm sure someone was yelling "wear it" from his dugout. Comes the 1-0 from Fallman. Misses high. Counts now 2-0. Atlanta Braves scout team had a 5-0 lead, and we are all now tied up now at 5-5.
Sturr was about to head to second and quickly put the brakes on.
And the 3-0, that's in for a strike. Sturr at first base, Schaefer at the plate, Fallman with the ball in his hand delivers. Sends that one back foul, and the count is going to be full.
Good work right now by Fallman to work back in this at bat, down 3-0, and then brings it back with 2 well-placed fastballs, and we'll see what he brings now on 3-2.
Fallman gathers, throws, swings through that one, gets himself an inning-ending strikeout. We've got a 5-5 game as Rawlings Tigers St. Louis has responded big time offensively. We'll be back with more for our game rewind.
So yeah, outrage is trending. Our feed's stirring us up, splitting us up. What if we came out from behind our walls and keyboards just for a sec and just go yard, front yard? Come out bagging, jumping, check on that Johnsonville feed. Let our individual flavors blend together. Yes, block nobody, block party. Keep it juicy.
The Windscreen Factory, more than just windscreen. We're a full-service sports facility contractor. We manufacture windscreen for sports and construction, do fence repair and installation, and fabricate field netting and batting cages. In addition to manufacturing the products, we also install upon request. We make safety padding for backstops, rails, and walls, as well as full-service print shop with logo, branding, and signage capabilities. Please call us for a quote today.
Luke Sullivan is the new pitcher for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis here in the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you. Josh Taylor is the pinch hitter for Atlanta Braves scout team. We've got a 5-5 ball game as we move along here in the bottom of the 6th inning, and we saw Rawlings Tigers St. Louis respond big time in the top of this inning, and Kyle Regg, the guy who came in and just absolutely delivered the moment for them with a 2-run double.
Yeah, it was some fantastic stuff. But for Brave scout team, you're maybe getting into desperation mode here. You scored those 4 runs in that first inning, and you'd scored 1 run in the third, but it's just been a little bit dry from here on out, and we'll see what happens to this offense as they go for the rest of this game.
Josh Taylor at the plate, 6'3", 184-pounder out of Plymouth High School in Michigan. He's the 11th ranked shortstop in Michigan, 59th overall. Got exit velos around 86 out of Taylor.
And he's facing Sullivan up on the mound, who was a senior future gamer and eventually eventually committed to Missouri.
Yeah, Luke Sullivan, a 2020 and 2021 junior future gamer, and he gets the strikeout on that fastball at 88 to start things off against Taylor.
Yeah, this is a guy that can top out at 91, so certainly going to see the radar gun light up with him up there on the mound, and starts it off hot.
Now he's got Ian Fullerton. It's in for a strike at 79 on the changeup. Fullerton will be followed by Yelder. Puts that one in play. Shortstop has it, throws in time for the second out. So strikeout, ground out. Luke Sullivan off to a hot start here for Rawlings Tigers.
And now we get Ashton Yelder, who's certainly been a source of entertainment for us today. See if that sliding mitt in his back pocket can do, or was that Yenley?
That was Yenley
Yeah,
Nolasco.
that was Yenley Nolasco.
Yelder's ability has been to get on base
Get on
without
base.
actually doing anything productive.
Correct. I think last time, I think his third at bat, he might have gotten a strikeout, but we'll see what he can do here.
Well, he starts off with a 1-0 count against Sullivan. Swings through that 74 miles an hour on the swing and the miss. Swings through another to run the count to 1-2.
Showing off why he is committed to Missouri right now. He looks really good in this first inning of work.
Swing, miss.
Oh.
Drop third. Yelder nearly gave us another one, but he'll make his way back to the dugout. Luke Sullivan walks off with a very quick inning, and we are still all tied up at 5-5 as we move along in our 17U National Championship quarterfinal.
At Academy Sports and Outdoors, you'll always find more fun with great brands at the best prices. More of this, and this. So you can get together for a little of that, and a lot more of that. And even some of that, and that's good. Have more fun with great brands at the best prices. Only at Academy Sports and Outdoors.
All notched up at 5-5 in this quarterfinal action from the 17U National Championship. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you here in this game rewind. Joe Anderson.
It looks like he might have got substituted.
Yeah, Joe Anderson did get substituted out. So we've got a new batter at the plate now for Rawlings Tigers.
See what Tyler Fallman can do last inning out. He kind of fought back a couple different times and ended up striking out 3 batters in the inning, but not without giving up some runs that have made this quite an interesting ballgame to this point.
Now this is Luke Sullivan at the plate.
So he replaced Anderson on the mound and in the lineup, it appears.
Yeah, Sullivan as a batter, 91.8 exit velo, his bat speed at 73, and he pops that out. Fullerton camps underneath it for the first out. So a pop out from Sullivan, and now here's Michael Callahan. Back at the top of the order for Rawlings Tigers St. Louis.
And maybe their last offensive opportunities here in the top of the 7th. You're looking to get your lead and hopefully pitch for the win in the bottom of the 7th instead of hoping for a tie or hoping for extra innings. Got some kind of delay happening over here. Something over by third base is going on.
This being the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship, of course, we cannot play to a tie unlike we do in pool play, so we will have to emerge with a winner. Well, notched up at 5-5 right now.
Looked like we were on a rosin bag delay for Tyler Fallman.
I think that's the first time I've ever seen a rosin bag tossed onto the field. We used to see those baseballs flying across there, but first time I've seen a rosin bag flying across the screen.
Especially when you don't see anybody throwing it. It kind of just showed up out of nowhere.
That's right.
Maybe it came from field 11.
Callahan hitless in 3 trips to the plate.
Fallman starts him off right there with a breaking ball for a strike.
0 for 3 so far with a strikeout. Ropes that one, shortstop gathers it, throws, gets himself an out. Can't even. I think he lost himself in the moment there, but nice grab, shortstop. And just lost the handle trying to throw to second.
Yeah, if I'm the second baseman, I'd maybe fearing for my life on that one. If he really got a hold of that one, he might have had a bit of a mishap there, but nonetheless, a fantastic play at shortstop.
And Matthew Evans gets the out. So now 2 down. Now see Brady Nolan. Nolan swings through the first pitch for a strike.
Yeah, Fallman looking really good right now. Maybe it was that rosin bag. Maybe that's
right.
all he was missing.
Well, we've seen a lot of grip issues out there today. Bats, balls. Sends that foul. Count's not going to be 0-2. Already 2 down in the inning. Brady Nolan from Festus High School in Missouri. 13th ranked outfielder in Missouri, and again, a Crowder junior college signee. Miss high from Fallman. That at 86, the count is now going to be 1-2. Holds almost a kind of a Juan Soto move there. I think we saw a quasi-Soto shuffle, and the count's going to be 2-2.
And now down to potentially your last opportunities at getting some offense. It's a tie ball game, so you're still alive after this inning if you don't get through, but 2 outs, you're looking for some magic to happen.
Sends that one into right field, and that will be hauled in for an inning-ending fly out, and the game continues to be notched at 5-5. We'll be back with our game rewind.
Grilling is an art. Don't forget to add sausage, Picasso. Keep it juicy.
Jump to the jam, boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come, flow with the sounds of the mighty.
All tied up still at 5-5, and Atlanta Braves scout team with a chance to walk it off here in the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship. Cory, McCartney, Grayson, Rosen with you here in this game rewind. We're going to see Grant Hollier, Yenley Nolasco, and Aiden Perry at the plate for Atlanta Braves scout team. Luke Sullivan, the Missouri signee, back on the mound for Rawlings Tigers.
He misses on that first pitch, but it's a tough spot to be in when you're Rawlings Tigers. It's a tie ball game, bottom of the 7th. Best case scenario, you got to get back out there on offense and hopefully find a little bit more magic to potentially get yourself a win. Otherwise, you're just trying to stop any score or any runs from scoring at all costs in this bottom of the 7th.
Sends that back foul, and the count's going to be 1-2. Hollier has 1 hit so far today, also drawn a walk. Miss on the fastball. The count's now going to be 2-2. River Ridge 2025 and Georgia State football commit finds himself in a 2-2 count. Swings through that offering from Sullivan, goes down on strikes for the first out.
It's like Hollier's trying to give Yenley and Nolasco the scouting report here on Sullivan.
He throws hard.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty astute observation. See what Nolasco can do with it.
Swings through a fastball at 88 for strike 1. Nolasco in those Mocha Jordan 1 cleats watches that in for strike 2. Gets the punch out. Yenley Nolasco goes down on strikes following Grant Hollier, who goes down on strikes. And now Atlanta Braves scout team down to their last out here, trying to find some magic in this quarterfinal matchup and get themselves a spot in the semis of the 17U National Championship.
Comes down to Aiden Perry with 2 outs here. It's a tie ball game, so you still have life after this, but you'd love to get things done right now.
That changeup misses at 80. Skies that one. Right fielder has it, gloves it, and we are on to the 8th inning of the quarterfinals of the 17U National Championship quarterfinals. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with our game rewind.
Next. Next. Stop.
You got it?
No. Keep going.
Again.
Next. Next.
If you don't pick one.
Oh, you have time. Am I keeping you from your job? Next. I don't even know where I am anymore. Stop.
Do we finally have it?
Let's go back to the beginning.
Are you
Your
joking?
electric future customized. The fully electric Audi Q4 e-tron.
Making every second count. That is how I live. And this is how I hydrate. Body Armor Sport Water. Water for the athlete in all of us.
This is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again?
Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
Extra innings comes with added pressure for Atlanta Braves scout teams as they start things off defensively here. We'll have Yenley Nolasco step in on the mound and have a runner at second to start off in the form of Brady Nolan with 1 out in extra innings. That rule will apply here, and we'll see Trey Joswiakowski at the plate to start off things for Rawlings Tigers here in the 8th, followed by Nolan Jorowski and Sean McCartney. And you really couldn't ask for a better situation for Rawlings Tigers than to have these guys come up in extra innings with a runner at second.
Yeah, these are definitely the difference makers in this lineup, and to have them up right now is certainly the best spot possible. So we'll see what Yinli Nolasco can do up on the mound. He maxes out at 91 miles per hour on the fastball, so certainly going to bring the heat, and we'll see what Rawlings Tigers does to respond.
Well, the Georgia State signee misses to start off against Joswiakowski. Skies that one on the run. Center fielder going to have to go back, and that's going to be down. And here comes one run, and just like that, Rawlings Tigers take advantage of the free pass and the free guy at second base.
That's a good way to get your extra innings started. Is a big RBI double from Joswiakowski, and all of a sudden, Rawlings Tigers has all the momentum in this game.
They trailed 5-0. Now they find themselves ahead as we are sitting here in the 8th inning of this matchup, and now leading 6-5 over Atlanta Braves scout team.
They just had to give us one inning of free baseball in order to capture the lead, but they did what it took to get here, and all of a sudden they are just a few outs away from potentially winning this game.
Well, now
they can add them on.
Now it's Nolan Jorowski, the Cincinnati signee, with a chance to build on this lead and put more pressure on Atlanta Braves scout team in the bottom of the 8th with a spot in the 17U National Championship semifinals on the line. Sends that foul. Joswiakowski comes up big and just almost missed a home run as that one was all the way back to the fence.
It looked like it just barely bounced ahead of the wall and then took a hit off the wall on the bounce, and he found his way to second base.
Miss high on the fastball. I know no pitcher loves these extra inning rules when you're already inheriting a runner, and obviously we saw Yinli Nolasco paying for just the slightest mistake in that situation. Walk to Jorowski, so after inheriting that runner at second base, we see a double and now a walk. So hunting for the first out of this inning. Or the second out, excuse me, because you enter it with one out.
They do start with one
still
out.
out, so he got it, he got one out to start, but now searching for that second one. He's got Sean McCartney now at the plate with 1 out and 2 on. Miss from Nolasco.
Seems like he's just kind of a little bit shooken up from the that double. It seems like everything's kind of come crashing down on him right as he's entered this game, and it's a really difficult thing to bounce back from.
Just misses inside. When Atlanta Braves scout team does get to the plate, they'll be at the bottom of the order with Keenan Mobley, and then it's back to TJ Ford. I'll have a word here with Nolasco.
It's like Ashton Yelder, maybe just trying to put a little bit more confidence into his pitcher and let him know that he's got a defense behind him that'll help him out. You're double a play away from getting out of this.
That's in for a strike. Now a 6-5 lead for Rawlings Tigers. Carnegie skies that. Going to be caught 4 and out. So then there'll be 2 down, and Kyle Regg at the plate. Regg with a big 2-run double in his last at bat. Got a chance to add another moment and add to this lead as Rawlings Tigers has jumped ahead 6-5 here in the top of the 8th inning. looking for another little breathing room defensively as they go to the bottom of this inning. Fastball misses for ball 1. Again, we're going to see Keenan Mobley lead off for Atlanta Braves scout team. They're scheduled to have TJ Ford and Matthew Evans behind him.
See if Kyle Regg can find himself another huge offensive moment here. Since that one foul, but you see what he's got. And then, you know, on the other end, Nolasco's got really anything he can do or anything he wants to do right now on the mound. He can do it. He's got the 2 outs, so just generate some contact, getting out, and head back in and hope that you and your offense can get something rolling.
Well, Regg's going to step out and gather himself. Now Nolasco going to toe the rubber. Again, runners at first and second. 6-5 lead for Rawlings Tigers. Regg skies that one into the gap, and center fielder on the run makes the catch, and that's going to end the inning.
Great work right there in
But,
center field.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic glove work. 6-5 the lead for Rawlings Tigers. Are going to try to shut this down. We'll see if Atlanta Braves scout team can respond as we move along to the bottom of the 8th in our game rewind.
Where's it written? Only grill burgers? Nowhere. That's where. Now throw on some sausage. And keep it juicy.
Boogie woogie jam slam, bust the dialect. I'm the man in command. Come flow with the sounds of the mighty mic.
Rawlings Tigers, St. Louis looking to get themselves a spot in the semifinals of the 17U National Championship. Atlanta Braves scout team looking to extend this game or potentially even walk it off as they trail 6-5 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Keenan Mobley at the plate with the runner at second. Of course, 1 out in these extra inning games. Mobley will be followed by TJ Ford in the top of the order. Luke Sullivan, the Missouri signee, back on the mound for Rawlings Tigers.
Yeah, and he has looked stellar in his 2 innings of work to this point and looks to continue that.
Keenan Mobley is hitless on the day. He's drawn a couple walks. Another would certainly help Atlanta Braves scout team's efforts here as they try to respond after giving up a run in the top of the 8th. To Rawlings Tigers, and he sends that foul. Saw a 5-0 lead for Atlanta Braves scout team for those runs coming off of walks. 5 walks issued in the first inning. Really have not been able to find anything offensively since then, as that one's going foul as well. The count's going to be now 3-2.
Yeah, I think with the way the Braves scout team started, I think their approach to the plate was not necessarily bad afterwards. It's just they got a little bit aggressive sometimes when they really wanted to score runs, and then at other points it just seems like they went out there, they got a couple guys on base and just couldn't quite get through it. And we saw some great relief pitching out of Rawlings Tigers throughout this game as well. That was a real defensive swing there from Mobley to
another foul.
Keep things full. But I think Rawlings Tigers' relief pitching was such a huge part of why they were able to get back in this game, and they just kind of slowly chipped away at that lead. They had a big inning with that a couple of runs coming across, and eventually they find themselves here with a lead in the bottom of the 8th.
This next pitch from Sullivan will be the 8th of this at bat. Steps off.
We'll have to wait for that 8th pitch.
Just building up the drama a little bit more as if we needed it here in the bottom of the 8th. A 6-5 game, spot in the semifinals on the line. 1 down, Keenan Mobley at the plate. Sends that one into center field. On the runs, got it. Runner will retreat to second base as Keenan Mobley lines out to start off this inning, and there'll now be 2 down.
Comes comes down to TJ Ford, who's got the speed. Man, you might even not be able to count out the opportunity of an inside the park home run with
Yeah, I mean,
Troy Ford.
we were talking TJ Ford's first AB about that laser timed 60 that he ran, and then we have a drop third, and he ends up just coasting into first base. And then there's another, pitcher fielding drill play that he nearly beats out at first base in his next AB, and he's got a chance now to really make something happen. And the UAB signee can put some smiles on the faces of his teammates if he could do something here, as they trailed 6-5 in the bottom of the 8th. Have really struggled to find anything offensively since very early in this game. It's got a major test on the mound right now in the form of Missouri signee Luke Sullivan, who has just been fantastic since stepping into this relief role. That's in for a strike. That one at 75. The count is now 2-1 to Ford. Atlanta Braves scout team down to their last out as they try to fight back and at least push this to another inning or get a walk-off and get themselves a spot in the semifinals of the 17U National Championship.
Seems like Sullivan taking his time up there on the mound, knowing exactly where they're at in this game. He's just making sure that everything is just how it needs to be.
Ford sends that in play. It's going to be down. The runner's on his way home. The throw is in time for the out. Rawlings Tigers hold on, an absolute dime from left field, and Rawlings Tigers hold on and get themselves a 6-5 victory over Atlanta Braves scout team and earn that spot in the semifinals of the 17U National Championship. And what an absolute rocket of a throw from left field and Michael Callahan. And man, we saw some fantastic defensive play on the left side of the field from Rawlings Tigers. Talk about Kyle Fegg at third base and now Michael Callahan in left field.
That was an unbelievable way to end this game and just caps off exactly what Rawlings Tigers did so well. After that bad first inning, we saw some defensive miscues. We saw a little bit of messed up pitching there, a lot of walks. They just bounced back and they chipped away. They made good plays on defense. We talked about Kyle Regg's huge inning that he had, and then the offensive side as well. And that play right there from Michael Callahan was the perfect way to end this game. An absolute dart to home plate, and a great play as well by his catcher to dive out there and get the tag before the ensuing runner potentially scores that game-tying run. So that was just an unbelievable way for that game to end.
Yeah, so love to Braden Schaefer there, the Northwest Missouri State signee, who ends up hauling in that ball from Callahan to get that out and salvage the 6-5 win and send Rawlings Tigers on to the semifinals. Going to play a little bit of spoiler. They would end up losing to Tidewater Phillies 7-3, and then Tidewater Phillies goes on to lose the Canes Midwest 9-8 in the championship game. So a big moment there for Rawlings Tigers as they were able to pull that one out. We haven't been handing out player of the game for these game rewinds, but I got to say Kyle Regg. If I'm going to do that, I don't know that we have seen a better single inning from a player than you think about what he did. Man, it was just the work defensively and then what he was able to do at the plate and getting that 2-run double. That was just some fantastic work from Regg and helping Rawlings Tigers to this victory.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic showing from him and the rest of his team to show the resiliency to come back from down 5 runs and get a win in extra innings.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed this, make sure you stick around. We are going to have plenty more of these games rewinds as we try to go back and try to find those moments that were lost during the summertime. We do so many of our broadcasts each week, but it's kind of hard when we have so many games that are played throughout a summer here, and try to bring you a little bit more of those as we inch back towards February in the return of live baseball here at LakePoint Sports. So make sure you're following all of our social media channels. Get us across the board there, as we'll be able to fill you in on what games we'll be doing each week in these game rewinds. So until next time, for Grayson, Rosen, and producer Maddie Bullock, I'm Cory McCartney, and we're signing off from LakePoint Sports.